that your Vader impression? Hey! We're here.
We did it. We've made it to a galaxy far, far away.
We've been transported.
Mm-hmm.
This is Scruffy Looking Scoundrels.
That's right.
We're the scoundrels in this episode. Yeah.
So, you may recognize this set as the Gourmet Scum set.
Yes. Very familiar.
And as we've talked about it before, but maybe you don't know. Or maybe you're just coming here and you see...
This is the first time. Star Wars show.
Star Wars thing. What's this about? Well, you're on a channel that has a bunch of different shows.
Mm-hmm.
And this was our Gourmet Scum set. And we're going to still be doing videos from the Gourmet Scum set as Gourmet Scum. Just not, just not, I don't, maybe not full on what it used to be. You know, we talked about, I guess, not like a news.
Probably won't do the news as much.
Yeah. It's going to be mostly a
reviews of geekier things.
Anyway, you're on the right. If you like geeky stuff, be it horror, science fiction, collecting toys, the 1980s, this is the channel for you, folks.
Yes.
This is our specific Star Wars show. And we will... we're going to have a set.
We're going to have to build it ASAP.
Yeah.
Because before life gets too crazy, we need to take this winter here in Western New York where we shoot most of the stuff. And,
well, not just personal, Casey. Not just personal
stuff.
Things happening. But we got to get that up because, holy cripes, 2019 is a year of Star Wars.
It is. This is going to be a pretty huge year.
Chock full.
Yep.
Of Star Wars.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to it.
So.
So really, so here's the thing. We're huge Star Wars fans. We have been our entire lives. We're going to talk a little bit about what got us into Star Wars, some of our earliest memories, and we'll talk about some of the things we're looking forward to here in the year of 2019. We're recording this on the 4th of January. But we wanted to do this show because in every one of the shows here at Warlock Home Video Network, we talk about Star Wars. Even on the horror show, we talk about Star Wars. It somehow comes up, and finally, it just, was like, why don't we just do a Star Wars show?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's just do, because if we're going to spend 20 minutes every episode talking about Star Wars, let's just talk about it for 60 to 90 minutes anyway, and give you guys a whole show about it.
And believe me, we could talk.
Oh, yeah.
We can talk on and on and on about Star Wars.
Yes, for sure. So we want to do, in addition to the sets, this area here, probably, or wherever it ends up being, will be live from Tashi Station. Every once in a while, we'll have a guest star come in. We might have a guest star sitting here as well, we also might have some people beam themselves in.
Talking heads.
Talking heads, yes. From Tashi Station to also talk about their love of Star Wars, too.
And the holodeck.
Yeah. I think we just talked about 2 Star Trek things, holodeck and beam them in, but we're still Star Wars fans, first and foremost. But yeah, so, in the inaugural episode, maybe let's talk about, if you are a first-time person, or maybe you haven't caught us talking about it on another episode, what got us into it? Like, why do we love this franchise so much? What is one of your earliest memories of Star Wars?
Oh, man.
Should we have Star Wars names? Are we going to do that?
No. I'm Chris.
You don't want to be Crispin Juan Kenobi?
No.
All right.
And plus, Jedi Council does that. That's their thing.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I'm sure there's like 15,000 other Star Wars shows where they also do similar things of that nature.
Yeah.
I'm just Chris. I'm just
Casey.
Casey. It's Casian.
Yeah, I'm Casey. Oh, see? I think, whatever. It's just Casey.
Well, I was in the womb
and I heard the Imperial March.
Yes, I heard this music. No, I was born in 1977. The summer of 1977.
That's true.
Just a few months after Star Wars was released.
Mm-hmm.
But, okay, so I was thinking about this. Well, to be honest, I've thought about this many, many times.
Yeah.
What was my earliest memory of Star Wars?
Yeah.
My earliest, I can barely, it's just vivid, and it's only because I remember, it was the same thing that happened with E.T. in the theater, but I remember, obviously when I was that little, so I would have been 3 when Empire Strikes Back came out. So the whole family went to see this movie, right? They've told me throughout the years, the first movie we ever took you to was Empire Strikes Back. Okay.
But
so
do you remember
so
that?
No, see, I don't.
Yeah.
But I remember I remember being in a theater. I remember looking to my side.
Yeah.
And I remember the light on my family. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, I remember like that sort of just being there.
You remember the theater experience, but you don't
I
necessarily
don't remember the screen.
Right,
I don't remember
right.
any of that.
Yeah.
And then I would say after that, it would be the toys. I remember I had a very weird growing up when I was that little, because I was with my mom, and then my grandparents, my great-grandparents sort of took me from that situation. Not that my mom was a bad person, but she was extremely young. So she had me when she was 16.
Yeah.
So she was a kid. So I remember it was in Olean, because she lived in Olean.
Okay.
My mom did. So I lived in Olean when I was like, 3-4 years old.
Yeah.
So I can remember my great-grandmother, Pearl, coming in, and it was a yellow shag carpet. And her giving me the land speeder. The Star Wars land speeder.
Yeah.
In box, of course. Giving it to me, and me opening it up and playing with it on this carpet.
Yeah.
I remember that. And then I remember getting toys. I remember, I went from there to living with my great-grandparents and my great-aunt.
Yeah.
And then it all changed.
Yeah.
Because it was just like nothing but being spoiled and whatever I wanted or needed at the time.
Right.
And it was just toys, 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 toys. Star Wars toys, Star Wars toys. That was the big toy thing for me, for sure.
Yeah.
And then, obviously,
Seeing
Return of the Jedi,
yeah.
which I 100% vividly remember, because at that point, I was 6 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I was already drenched in Star Wars, loved it so much. At that point, my aunt had already had a, we had Empire Strikes Back on VHS. You had to sneak into my aunt's room. Anytime, before we got the VCR, my aunt had all that stuff in her room.
Really?
So I had to sneak in there to watch some things.
Yeah.
I remember, and then she was the first one, I've talked about it before as well. She had a Laserdisc player.
Oh yeah, you've told me.
It was a little later though.
Yeah.
But she had a Laserdisc player, and she had Empire on Laserdisc, and she had Time Bandits and things like that.
Yeah.
The very first VHS that we had that I can vividly remember is Back to the Future. But, so I remember, and it was always my aunt.
Yeah.
If it wasn't like a full family outing, it was my great aunt who would take me to movies. Some movies that I didn't want to see. But I mean, it was she who took me to see Return of the Jedi. She who took me to see Temple of Doom when that came out. All that stuff. She took me to see all the Star Trek movies when they came out. So I remember, and I've talked about it before, during the speeder bike scene, I can remember being on my seat, standing up on my theater seat, and cheering and being so excited, jumping up and down. And when Chewie pops out of the top of the ATST.
Yeah.
And I just remember being like, whoa! You know, like, so, like, that scene to a 6-year-old boy, the Forest Moon of Endor scene, the speeder bike scene, all that stuff, that blew my little mind.
Yeah.
And, you know, subsequently, I mean, it's still my favorite Star Wars movie to this day. I mean, you can attribute that to it's the one I remember seeing in a theater, that experience, the amount of toys, because as I said, I did have Star Wars toys, but man, when Return of the Jedi was coming out, that's the glut of the Star Wars stuff I was getting. I mean, it was just piled on, and it was amazing, and I was living that kid dream.
You're in the high life.
Yeah. You know, and I dug He-Man and all that stuff. But that age, man, that time, it was a Star Wars time. And we were living in a Star Wars world. And that's what I can remember.
It's pretty thick.
Before my aunt got me the Max Rebo band set, which I've talked about.
Yeah.
The Jabba playset, all that stuff, the Ewok Village. Her and a friend had built all of that for me on a giant piece of wood. So what she did was, on this giant piece of wood, it was split, right? It was split into pieces.
Yeah.
One piece, they had made a papier-mâché Sarlacc pit.
Okay.
One piece, they made their own Jabba's palace.
Yeah.
And Jabba was made out of beanbag.
Okay. Do you have pictures of that?
Oh my god. Well, I'm hoping. I've talked to my aunt recently, and I was like, I absolutely 100% want you to bring me these damn old photos from growing up in the 80s. But, and then there was the Ewok village that they built themselves. And then the other part was the Rancor pit.
Yeah.
And this was like the coolest friggin' thing. And I had that for years, even after I got the original Jabba's playset and all that stuff, because I just took out the beanbag job and just slid it right into where they had that, and I just played into that. So long, but I can vividly remember
destroying it.
The papier-mâché
crumbled,
just crumbling, and then seeing the chicken wire underneath it. But I had it for so long, and still there's one piece of it in Wellsville. One piece.
What is it?
And it's the side of Jabba's palace, because she made it so that the trap door went down. They built like a Jabba's throne thing.
Yep.
And it was like just rope and wood that was like a trap door. I don't know. So I have that piece.
Your Aunt Kathy did this?
My Aunt Kathy. And a friend.
So weird.
It's insane. She still brings it up. And I'm like, of course I remember that thing. That was amazing. It was amazing. So
dang.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And then I mean it just never left. You know, I've been a Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I've said this before as well. Like, we grew up in a time where Star Wars was I mean, we didn't know a time where we didn't have Star Wars.
Well, yes, and I mean, and we could talk about it in future episodes. There is a dark time between 83 and 97 where they're technically.
But what I'm saying is
Star Wars.
If you're born 77 or after,
yep.
you know Star Wars.
Yes.
When you are a kid, you know Star Wars.
Yeah.
You have never.
Well, even if
never
you're born
lived
before it, and then you.
Oh yeah. But I mean, like, to be smack dab in it.
Yeah.
Like I was for sure.
Yeah.
You know, listen. This isn't crap from the '80s, but the greatest decade of all time. You know,
for sure.
My God, if I could go back
and see
Star Wars is just so.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in the blood.
Yeah.
You know, and then it's like that for a generation of people out there.
Yeah.
It just is.
And luckily, they're in Hollywood, making Star Wars again.
Yeah.
Thank Odin.
Much to the chagrin of some people, I'm sure. But
Yeah.
whatever.
At least you have Star Wars, fools. I don't remember seeing them in the theater because we're 4 years apart. If I was gonna see one, it would have been Jedi, and I would have been 2. So it just wouldn't. I don't remember seeing it in the theater. I do remember because my family didn't have cable. We couldn't afford it. We would have to go and rent movies either from the video store or from the library. That was the way that we got to watch things. So I'd watch like the G.I. Joe movie over and over and over because it was like, well, you have it for, 7 days or whatever it is at the library or at Poppy's or Movie World or whatever. A lot of Pippi Longstocking when I was a kid. Cecil, who was that talking dragon and that little boy? Horrible. Anyways, it's a horrible cartoon from the 80s. But I remember renting the Star Wars movies before I got them, and I remember my aunts were the ones who got me into it. One of my earliest memories is my aunt Bev was a big Star Wars fan, and when Jedi came out, they sold these Ewoks, these big plush Ewoks.
Yeah, Kenner.
And I ruined her gift. I think it was either her birthday or Christmas or something, but I said, Bev, Ewok. And she was like, what is he talking about? What is he saying? And my mom was like, oh, well, this is going to be your gift, but yes, he ruined it. Like, this is what we got you for whatever it was. And so I remember that, and I remember when I took them out of the library or whatever, that Empire Strikes Back would be missing. So I always ended up watching Return of the Jedi as the second film, and I always thought it was really weird how it, like, the event, like, in my little head, I didn't quite get, this is the end and this is not that part, the idea of a trilogy didn't quite enter my mind, but I loved Jedi the most because I think it was just the one that I watched the most, and everyone talks about the Ewoks, but it's like, what about like Jabba? Like, what about the Sarlacc pit? What about like the sail barge and like doing flips and you know what I mean? Like all the action that happens in Jedi is why I love it the most. I don't know, it's a crazy adventure. And seeing these weird bear creatures, and I always loved tree forts and tree houses, and maybe because of those movies, but I don't know. Jedi has always been my favorite, and I can remember sitting in my aunt's house when they would babysit me and watching the movies. I can remember that all the time. Those are the good times. So that's my earliest memory, is watching it at my aunt's house, and then I definitely got toys. I definitely got a lot of Star Wars toys, but not the way that you did. You got like an assload of them.
Well, come 85, they were trying something new. They started doing the original Power of the Force toys.
Yes.
Which were with the coins.
Yep.
Yeah,
cool.
And
Commemorative coins.
And then the droids and Ewok cartoon toys.
Yep.
But then they were gone after 86 until Hasbro took over. To 95, 94, 95.
Yeah.
They were gone. It was gone.
Yeah. And then there was, that's the weird thing, right? Because then we just had to watch the same things over and over again to satiate us for years. 14 years in between the special editions and Jedi. And yet, we are still huge fans. And I don't know. I think that's a kind of a weird thing. I don't think about it too much, but like I still was buying because I bought like a bunch of dolls. I have cups. You know, I feel like there was still merchandising of Star Wars.
I mean, not until '95 when they brought it all back.
Jeez.
You know, all muscular and pumped up and
Well, those were just weird.
weird looking.
Those big chests.
And I got them, you know, but it was off. It was definitely weird
Did
to
you
me.
know that it was off? Like, were you like, why are these have huge chests?
I mean, I definitely was really like, what, you know, because at that point I was
Why is
15
Luke
years
rippling?
old, you know?
Yeah.
I was like, it was just weird.
Yeah. And you didn't even read the books
No.
in that time period.
No.
I at least read some Thrawn, and I had little things here and there. Games, video games helped a lot for that time.
I just was a Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
I just didn't, I don't know. I was always
Didn't
watching
affect
movies.
you. Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? It didn't really affect me.
Yeah.
If anything, it was just like when it was all coming back, it was just exciting again. It was just like, oh, more toys, you know? Like, yes, you know? And at this point, you know, 95, 96, you know, again, I'm almost 20. I'm in my late teens.
Yeah.
I'm collecting,
Right.
you know? So
Yeah.
it had a new feel and fun to it because after, you know, hitting, I don't know, I was still playing with toys when I was like 13 years old, but I remember when all the early 90s, when like the Spawn and the Toy Biz stuff was coming out, I really started just collecting toys.
Yeah.
Like displaying them and leaving them in the packages
Yeah.
and putting them on my walls and shelves and whatnot.
Still know that feeling.
Yeah, I mean, we're still doing it, but that's when that started.
Yeah.
But I remember playing with toys up until, you know, I was at least 13.
Do you remember... Because I remember seeing the commercial for the special edition.
Oh, sure.
Well, I remember being really excited. And I think they had something going on with Taco Bell at that time.
I think all of us, everybody was excited.
Yeah.
It was just like, what? What? You know, like Star Wars is coming back.
Yeah.
You know,
It was crazy. I think we saw it.
We did. Well,
Did
yeah,
we
we saw it
see-
together.
The first one together?
First one.
Okay. Yeah. And maybe Empire.
We didn't.
No?
No.
Okay. But that was a cool time because, I mean, since then, I feel like since 97 though, they've been pretty consistent with Star Wars. With books, video games, movies,
toys,
cartoon, like everything's, you know, it's been going since then, strong. But yeah, you know, it's just, it's ingrained. And I remember, luckily I met a young man, Chris Walk, who shared, like, I feel that part of my love for Star Wars goes to him because he's so... We're big fans, but he's like an uber fan. He could literally name you all the people that are in the cantina. You know what I mean? Like, he's one of those kind of guys. And having a friend like that, where you're already a big Star Wars fan, but there's somebody who's just feeding your Star Wars fuel. I mean, obviously you and me, like, we're so similar out of our cousins. You know what I mean? Like, at least for me, like, I don't have too many geeky cousins.
Well, you know my cousins.
Yeah. Well, I mean, April and Bobby are geeky-ish. Yeah.
A little bit.
They're at least more than mine are on my side. So, you know, we had each other to love Star Wars and go see the movies with, and we ended up seeing all of the prequels together here in Rochester, New York.
That's right.
Which is crazy. Yeah, I went to see, you know, when it's at Tinseltown here in Rochester, New York. It's the big theater. And I took my family to go see Aquaman. And I was like, you know, I have a long history with this theater. I was like, we've seen all the Lord of the Rings, all the Star Wars movies here. Like, it's kind of crazy. For like 20 years, almost, we've been going to that theater. For the majority of our young adult lives, we've been going to that theater and seeing movies.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy. We'll have to do a special edition Gourmet Scum from Tinseltown.
Yeah.
Because we really have. We've basically been feeding them money for 20 years.
I mean, I think a lot of people who live in the area.
Oh, I'm sure.
You
I'm
know.
sure. But,
And then when the IMAX came in during the time of Fellowship of the Ring
is that when it
and
was?
Attack of the Clones.
Okay,
Yeah, it
yeah.
was like 2001,
Yeah.
2002. That was like the big deal,
Yeah.
getting that IMAX theater.
Whew. And we've seen almost every movie that could be. Yeah, I mean,
The big fun movies.
the fun, you know, all the Marvels and all that stuff. And you know, so let's talk
And
about.
we'll be there again.
We'll be there
at
again.
The end
So
of this year.
So let's talk about 2019, right? So here we are as Star Wars fans for the last 30 something plus years.
Well, yeah.
Sorry, I mean 30 something plus.
38. Yeah, a lot. Yeah.
So 2019. So first off, so we're here in January. The next big thing for Star Wars is April, which is Celebration.
Mhm.
Which hopefully this month, I think it's this month.
January.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think it is.
You're the one who gets that stuff. I don't know.
We will know if we're gonna go to Celebration or not.
Hopefully we can.
Hopefully we can. Even if we can't, we'll still be there in spirit. We didn't go to the London Celebration, but we still kept up online about what's happening. But what do you want to see at Celebration? What are they gonna announce?
I mean, we're gonna see something from Mandalorian.
Like a trailer?
I think so.
100%.
I think so, yes.
Yeah, 100%.
I think we're gonna see. I mean, obviously, we're gonna see the Episode 9 trailer.
120%.
And I think they will actually tell us what the Benioff and Weiss Star Wars movies are gonna be.
Ian Johnson?
Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. They might. I don't know. They might leave him off this one.
You think so? Because
They-
of the
Yeah.
Last Jedi?
I think with this whole show, it's them
Positive.
trying to be
Win back the fans.
yes, getting everyone back on track.
Yeah.
Having that energy like they did in 2015.
Yeah.
I think they want that.
We learned in 2014 that they got bought out by Disney. Is
No.
that what it was?
Nope. It was
2013?
2012.
2012?
2012 was when the first
Hearings.
hearing of it
Yeah.
was happening.
Okay.
And then near, I want to say summer of 2012, that's when they announced it. Because they wanted a movie in 2 years.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
They said we will have the next movie out in 2015.
And it was 2015
So I think
that
2013
Force Awakens came out?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 2013 is, I think, when they finally, here's that video of George.
Yeah.
And quickly after that was JJ announced and all
Yep.
that stuff. So, and 2 years later, we got Force Awakens.
Right. Jeez. Okay, so...
So I listen, I hope that we get to go. Because I want to feel that energy. I want to experience those things there.
Right.
But if not, I'm still going to be excited.
Still gonna be excited.
And these are the things that I'm at least hoping they will talk about.
Right.
I mean, like I said, I 100% think we're going to get trailers for both those, the TV show and the new movie, of course.
Right.
As they've done with the last few celebrations.
Yeah.
But as a fan, I really want to hear something about the Benioff and Weiss stuff.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Do you feel... Because I know...
I don't care about cartoons.
No. I'm not going to bring... Because I know you don't care. Though we will end up talking about those things on this show.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that I hate them.
Yeah.
I just don't care.
Yeah.
And I love cartoons in general. I just... I'm not watching Resistance. I don't care. That's something I just don't care about.
Rebels.
I did watch Rebels. Up
Rebels.
until a point. And then I was like, nah. Because ultimately, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't.
Yeah.
Because they keep sticking to these timelines that we already know the outcomes to. That isn't appealing to me. It's not appealing to me.
Yeah.
Throw me in a situation where I don't know what the hell's happening, where we don't know what was here or there.
Yeah.
That stuff is intriguing and fun to me.
Because who knows if it...
Yeah, it's like...
What it is.
What's
happening. Which is what the hope is for this Benioff and Weiss situation.
Yes.
It's a whole new...
something set in the Star Wars universe.
Hopefully in the past.
I hope it's
way
past.
Deep past.
But I hope it's about Jedis and Sith.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
The question I was going to ask, though, is... Because you're such a Star Wars film man, would you rather see this as a show, or you're okay, like, just as excited that it's going to be a movie?
No, because I want what they've done with Game of Thrones on the big screen. I want their magics.
Yeah.
To have that budget on the big, a big, huge, however movies they're going to do.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I want. I want the next cinematic Star Wars experience to be coming from these guys.
Right.
Woo! Like, that's exciting. It's super exciting. I think we're going to get plenty of Star Wars television shows. Already we have 2
Right.
that we know we're going to get. That's
2.
That's 2 that's like...
Live action.
What?
We got Clone Wars. We'll end up having
but
20 more cartoons.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever the case, we're getting more Star Wars.
Yeah.
TV or movie.
Yeah.
But as far as those motion pictures, I want Jedi and Sith. Epic. I want what they're giving us in game cutscenes to be the movies. You know what I mean?
So Blur Studios, Tim Miller directed.
You know what I'm talking
about. 100%. The stuff that they do for the Old Republic
oh my
is
God. Like
out of control.
Let's see that live action.
Yeah.
Give us that. What's the big problem? Give us that. They blow us away with the visuals in the games world. Like, blow us away live action, man.
Yeah.
From
this first trailer, we'll inevitably see Force Awakens. What do you want to see in it?
What are you talking about, Force Awakens?
Or, you know what I mean.
Episode
Whatever
9?
they call it, yeah.
Episode 9?
Yeah, Space Panda. Space Panda 2.
It was 8.
I know.
Honestly, I don't really have expectations.
We do know it's set 2 years, right?
I thought it was a year.
Is it a year?
I thought it was a year.
Okay, maybe it's a year.
A year after.
Okay. So 1 year later.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
That's cool. New place, you don't have to... Which is one of the things that I actually really enjoyed about the end of The Last Jedi. Was that you had no...
Who knows what's going to happen next.
I like that.
Yeah.
Because it's just non-stop speculation. It's just your imagination running wild.
Which is why we're here.
So, I think what I will say is this. I will say, I hope that the first trailer, is more exciting than the Last Jedi one.
Yeah.
That's what I hope.
Yeah.
Because that first Last Jedi teaser trailer, and we were there.
We were at Celebration.
And I wish you could have been at the 2015 one.
That's different.
To know what that was like.
I will never... I have said it time and time again, and I stick to it. There will never be a movie that I'm more anticipating than The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Never. Just never. I can't even think because
I agree.
So
I knew
you can never have that. You'll never have it. It's impossible.
Well, so I think
you'll never have that feeling.
I know, but it was also a really good trailer.
It is
that Force Awakens.
Yes,
the Han We're Home one.
Of course, beautiful.
So I think we were expecting to have that feeling again watching the trailer for the new one.
Right.
When we were all in that room.
Yeah.
But I remember sort of not. And we were excited, we were cheering and everything, but it just didn't feel like it did before.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember being kind of like, that I didn't like the way that was cut. I didn't like that trailer. It just didn't fill me with with excitement. It was more like, okay. And then I didn't watch trailers after that, so that's all I had.
Right.
Right. Because I only watched the first, folks, and then I don't at all. So that's, I guess, a selfish thing. Because at least with The Force Awakens, I got, they gave me a lot of sweet shit in that teaser trailer.
Yes.
To anticipate, to keep me going.
But, I mean, you also know, and it's one of the best things about it, and it's one of the most hated things about that movie, is that it so plays heavily on nostalgia that seeing the Millennium Falcon the first time, seeing Han and Chewie, seeing Leia, seeing Star Wars again, you just can't recreate that magic. Where the the Last Jedi is, we'll talk about it in future episodes and how our feelings are about it and everything like that. But it's just, you knew, other than seeing Luke, because we knew that we were going to see Luke, there was nothing else about that trailer that could ever elevate things. Yeah. And how they showed Luke was not... it did not go as you thought it would. Or whatever.
Yeah.
So, it's just... okay, so hopefully we see a trailer.
I just want it to be...
fun. Exciting.
I just want it to be something that will, once again, cause a positive commotion in the Star Wars fan world.
Yeah.
And just in general.
Yeah.
I want people to be excited again for a Star Wars movie.
I think, as much as people want to give shit to J.J. Abrams about The Force Awakens, which is stupid.
I don't.
It's the second biggest movie of all time.
I love that man, and I love that movie.
Yeah. I think J.J. Abrams will come in, do what he's been doing with Mission Impossible and other things, and just knock it out of the park. I think he's just as big of a fan as we all are, and I think he knows, I gotta add sweet shots, I gotta add hero shots, you know what I mean? I gotta do a lot of cool things. And I think he will. So.
I mean, I definitely will say aesthetically, I liked the way Force Awakens looked more than I liked The Last Jedi. The way it looked. Mm-hmm. But Rian Johnson did some sweet set pieces.
He did.
In The Last Jedi, for sure.
Yeah. Rian Johnson is an auteur. He is. I mean, that throne room is effing one of the most beautiful Star Wars things that we've ever seen. Let alone if I saw it in Game of Thrones or whatever. If I saw that throne room in anything, I would go, wow, that's a beautiful fucking thing.
Yeah.
In the shots where Luke is dying and he's got some cool the crate stuff.
Great
he's got some really good
great visual set pieces for sure.
But he doesn't have some of those sweet ass even that zoom that you got from the first trailer of The Force Awakens where you zoom in on Rey, zoom in on Finn, and
it's because JJ fucking is Steven Spielberg.
Well, yes, that's why.
So he is pulling your Spielberg strings.
Yeah.
You are getting that nostalgic feeling, not just from Star Wars, but from a master filmmaker who tugged at your strings growing up as a child.
Yeah.
So
100%.
he is the protege. He is the Spielberg protege.
Yeah.
All you got to do is look at Super 8 to know that this man idolized Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
100%. So that's
100%.
that is exciting for episode 9.
Yes.
For sure. Like,
Yeah.
you're getting that back. Oh, of course you're getting that back.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. So as a fan, again, I guess it's now in the age of it's important not to have your expectations locked and loaded, because your expectations mean nothing to the filmmakers.
Yeah.
Because they're going to give you what they did.
Yeah.
They're going to give you their vision. But as a,
Star Wars fan?
as Ken Napzok would say, as a you responsible speculation, and just as a geeky man-child myself, I really hope we get something super cool with Luke.
Yeah.
And not the, edging that we got in The Last Jedi. I mean, because that was some straight up,
Edgelord.
edging for sure. Edging blue balls. I was on the edge of my seat during a particular scene in that film, thinking, "Holy shit, he's about to do what we wanted to see him do."
Oh, when you hear some of the best music that John Williams has ever
yes,
done.
and Luke comes out.
And Luke comes out and faces against the entire,
I was breathing heavy.
Yeah.
I was on the edge of my seat.
Oh, 100%.
I thought,
I teared up at that.
holy shit,
Yeah.
we are going to see it. And we didn't.
Yeah. That was, and I think, honestly, for all the stuff that I could say about that movie, I don't really like Rose Tycho's character. I don't really like Canto Bight. There's little things, whatever. I'm saying, I don't care, but for the things that I could nitpick on, more than anything, if you would have just, and we've said it before, you just had Luke do something cool at that one moment, that everybody collectively amongst Star Wars would have gone, best Star Wars movie. Or one of the best, or
some people did.
Better than Force Awakens. If Luke did something cool, worthy of it.
He did do something cool, and I did like it. I thought it was badass.
Stuff. Yeah.
I definitely was smiling.
He was definitely
through that.
an anime type character.
I mean, I was smiling through that whole scene.
Of course! But
I did want him to.
You smiled through the whole scene until you realized that he was a hologram or whatever the fuck.
But I dug
Force
that.
projection.
I totally dug
Still
that.
cool, but if you would have just...
I was like... Because I definitely was like, man, what a badass, It wasn't until later that I was like, okay, Luke really did it the way he wanted to do it. He went out as a Jedi.
Yeah.
He really did.
Yeah.
He didn't want to use this lightsaber. He didn't want to use violence.
Yeah.
He did it the way he wanted to do it, and he saved the rebels.
Yeah.
And he's a legend.
Yeah.
He's still a legend. And that is still, brings tears to my eyes,
but
Luke Skywalker. But as a man-child...
as a Star Wars fan.
As a kid
as a
inside...
Star Wars fan.
I really, really, really want to see Luke do something
so cool.
Badass.
Just cut a TIE fighter in half, man. Something.
So we'll see.
Cut off the head
we'll
of
see.
Hux.
I think...
He won't do that.
JJ knows that we wanted
He
that.
knows.
Because I think
He's
that.
watching this. JJ, you know. They're filming. Are they done filming?
No, they're almost done.
They're almost done. So, he knows. JJ will not fail.
And you know what? Not even just with Luke. Give us some badass fighting in this movie.
Yeah.
Don't
run out of gas for 2 hours. Just watch a ship slowly go in the space.
Give us the end, man. Give us the climax.
Does the Skywalker family go on after this movie? Is this it?
I honestly don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I think
this is.
I think it's this is it.
Yeah. Which is another reason why you have to do something sweet.
I would hope.
Yeah.
I would hope. That would be, if I were in charge, I would say this has got to be it.
Yeah.
9 movies.
Yeah. We paid our let's start a new legacy of
Yeah,
characters.
new characters.
New.
Well, listen, I love the new characters.
Oh, I want
In the
to
sequels,
name my kid Ray.
I love
Yeah.
those new characters.
Yeah.
I think they're great.
Yeah.
But as far as the Star Wars, the what we know as Star Wars, the Skywalker saga,
Yeah.
it is time for the Skywalkers to end.
Yes.
So go out with some style, Big
Yeah.
Willie style. You know, give us a Lando Cape style ending.
Lando's back, right?
He is back.
So
yes.
yeah, you know, he's probably got at least 3 lightsaber battles in him.
Yeah.
All right. Well, cool. Yeah, I want to see all that stuff too.
And in just 4 months, we will see that.
So that's that. So we have Celebration. We have The Mandalorian coming out this year.
Yeah, but that'll be closer to the movie
I think
because it's a fall.
They said fall is Disney Plus.
So it's closer to the movie.
Yep. You don't care about Clone Wars, but I care about Clone Wars.
Yeah, I don't think we'll get that this year.
I think we will. 100%. I think we will.
I don't.
Why?
I don't know because they haven't even. I mean, that's 12 episodes.
Uh-huh.
I think we'll get it next year.
Why would we not get it? It's animated. What do you mean?
Because they're still working on Resistance. The second part of Resistance hasn't even aired yet.
But Dave Filoni is he created Resistance, but it's not his show. He gave it to other people.
I know, but 12 episodes, and all they did was show us like little clips of Clone Wars, the new Clone Wars.
Mhm.
I don't think. I don't know.
I
may be wrong, but I
bet you that show has been done.
I don't know.
Because the thing is with that, for the way that they do that show, the way that they did Rebels, is that those actors come in, they record all their voices,
Well, I know that.
and then the show gets done, but like, it's been done. Rebels was done probably a year before we even saw the finale. The same thing with Clone Wars is probably done this year, 2018. They did it all. And
I mean,
now
I'd be
this
surprised.
year, because Disney's got to come out swinging.
I know, but they already do.
They have one show, Mandalorian.
For Star Wars,
Mandalorian?
they've got the Marvel shows. They've got.
I said for Star Wars,
Yeah, but
The Mandalorian.
that's great.
So they'll do an animated show as well.
We'll see. I'll be shocked.
Okay.
I will if that is ready and on there.
Well,
That's a lot of Star Wars this year. I just don't think they're going to want to overlap everything.
it's not overlapping though. It's
I don't know. Seems a lot.
I think like
You're taken away from The Mandalorian by also having Clone Wars there.
it.
I don't know. I think
Could be like, okay, we just finished Iron Fist season 2, and then a week later it was like, oh hey, by the way, Daredevil's still coming. We were all like, what? Like, I think that they'll do it. Yeah, maybe they won't come out on the same day, but I guarantee that both those shows come out this year. And I don't know if they'll do it in a weekly format,
good for them then.
or if they do it in a all at once binge thing.
I think we'll find out in April.
I think we will too. 100%. I think we will. Yeah. And then if you're a Thrawn fan, you get the 3rd book in Timothy Zahn's
There's a bunch of books
thing.
coming. Bunch of books and bunch of comics coming.
Well, there's a
And
new
then-
Vader coming.
and then
which
another
is
game.
about- There's a new game?
From the Battlefront guys. From the
Sure.
EA. It's called Jedi. It's like Star Wars Jedi something. And you're a Padawan who is trying to escape
Order
being
66?
yes.
Okay. Interesting.
And that game is coming in the fall.
How do I not know about this?
I don't know.
It seems really up my alley. Okay.
And then there's the parks,
The park's open this year. That's true.
which is huge.
We're not well, you're not going at that time.
No.
When the parks are open.
No.
The goal, I think, would be 2020, when it slightly settles down.
Yeah, I mean,
on and off
I'm definitely
season.
going back.
Yeah.
I feel
Maybe
at this
September
point-
of next year.
At this point, I think we are a family that's going to end up going to Orlando every year.
Yeah.
Um,
Which is the superior park.
at least
Just
that's
so you
what
guys know.
I am experiencing.
Yeah.
And we all want to do Star Wars. So I think
Been waiting our entire lives.
we will be back at the parks
Yeah.
next year for Star Wars.
So that's a huge year for Star Wars.
I told you, yeah, 2019. It's huge. It's like
Big.
everywhere.
It's actually the biggest year.
It's coming.
If
man.
you think about
everything
it.
is
With the
hitting you.
shows and everything, it's the biggest
Yeah,
year.
celebration, the parks.
Yeah.
Disney laughing as their shorts get giant, more filled with Republic credits.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Republic ducats.
I mean, just think about the movies Disney has this year. Domination. They are dominating.
Yeah.
Dominating. They are the Doms.
I'm good
In
you
this
know,
lifestyle.
but I'm happy because so far there really hasn't been too many like lacks in quality. You know what I mean? Like most things have really been like, yeah, okay, Disney, they're taking all this money, but it's also been like really good experiences. Like the parks have been great, the movies have been great. Like I've been feeling good. I've liked all of the. For me, the extra material. I like the books. I like the comics. I like the games. So I've been feeling good since they took over. And they've just been able to do more. They just have more money. They can just do more. My only thing is that I hope that they learn how to cut things out when they're not working. Because sometimes I think, like... I was glad that Rebels was done after 4 seasons because really it needed to be done. But I just hope that they keep that mindset with... Same thing with the movies. Like, I hope the Skywalkers just be done. Just let's move on. Let's see some new stuff. You don't have to stay within this. Even in the books and the comics and stuff, it's like
I think they know now. I think they know now.
I hope so.
I think there's a total restructuring,
Eclipse of the
and I
heart.
think we're going to get it all at Celebration. I think they're going to surprise a lot of people because they need to.
Well, it's also 5 days,
Yeah,
which means they are clearly giving you enough to go for 5 days because that's crazy.
yeah.
Whew.
I hope we're there for some of those days.
Well, if we're going, we're going.
5 days though, that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
This might be an alright Airbnb.
Well, that's just not Airbnb though. You got to think about food. You got
Yep.
to think about
I don't eat that
stuff
much.
there.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's a different situation.
Well, that's a lot. That's a lot of money.
Tax time.
Well, going to Disney.
Yeah, well,
Same month.
yeah, for you, yeah, maybe not so much. So, you know, as we keep going with this thing, we want to say if you guys have ideas for episodes, like the whole point of the Warlock Home Video Network is interaction with the subscribers, which hit that button. I don't know where it is.
Think it's
Hit
down
the
here
subscribe
somewhere?
button, but where that other one is, the bell.
Okay.
Wherever
yeah.
you're looking at it. Because that alerts you when the new episodes drop. And we have other shows, obviously, that we talked about that we will be doing. The 80s and horror. And
Yeah, it's
80s
all there.
And all that.
It's check out this channel. There's a lot of stuff here for you.
But we want that interaction with you guys, and as Star Wars is something, like we said, we could talk about forever. If you have any ideas about what you might want to see, or any questions that you want to ask us about Star Wars, we will read them on air. We will interact in the comments, and we just want to keep growing this Warlocky family.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, man. Tell you. That's it.
So that's it
That's it.
for our first episode.
It's our first episode of
Scruffy Looking Scoundrels.
That's Scruffiest.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for tuning in. And
I can't wait to see what our second episode is going to be.
It's gonna be so crazy.
But you know what? You are guaranteed to get
2 episodes out of us.
2 episodes talking about Star Wars. Just 2 normal Joes sitting around yapping about the stuff they love. That's,
That's it.
you ain't going to get flashy graphics. You're not going to get top quality guests like Eddie Deason. You're just not going to get that here.
Nope. You're going to get Casey's room and a set. Which we
and
need to...
and some guests. Which
if you guys want to come
ultimately
over to
friends
my
of ours.
house and design a set for me, that would be nice.
Yeah, why don't you get over here and design the set.
If you have any carpentry skills that we don't have.
Build us a throne room.
Wouldn't that be cool if you had 2 thrones?
Yeah, man.
And then like a
Emperor
shitty
thrones.
lawn chair for the guests.
Yeah.
So that's what we want.
We want the Jedi Temple.
We want Akato.
Okay.
May the Schwartz be with you.
Yeah, that's exactly right. May the Schwartz be with you. Bye.
Bye.